I spent the last year releasing 13 Bob Dylan cover songs done in unlikely styles, and the first question I have to answer is why? When I was mostly done, I played the songs for my best man, Guire Maguire, and his response was that it was the best thing I've ever done, and the only thing wrong with it is that they were Bob Dylan songs. He was like, why not just put new words and melodies? The music is so different than Bob Dylan song, no one's gonna recognize it. Well, first of all, I actually like Bob Dylan a lot, so I like his material, and so I like having a chance to sing it and to record it. Bob Dylan's work, I think, is more in line with Gershwin or the Tin Pan Alley songwriters from 100 years ago, whereas you could actually have your own creativity expressed through your interpretation of the work rather than completely creating it. I like that process. I like it when people do different versions of Bob Dylan songs. I have a long playlist just of covers of Bob Dylan songs done in unlikely styles, and I just wanted to be a part of that tradition. I think it's cool. Number 2, it was just a show, maybe to myself, but it was just a flex. Just a show to myself and to anyone who's interested is I can produce a lot of different kind of music now. Learning to home record has been a process that is actually my main art form. Like, I can play instruments okay, I can sing okay, I can write songs okay. But I can produce a track, I can make it sound away. And just by the wide variety of styles within this series of recordings, I just wanted to show to myself, to the world, I can do it all. I can make a wide variety of styles in music, and I love lots of different kinds of music, so it was really cool to actually use all of those creative muscles. And number 3, this is actually a flex on Olympia, Washington. Almost every other song is a collaboration or just a guest spot with some musician here in Olympia. So many great musicians donated their time, energy, ideas to this project. And gosh, what a varied, talented, multi-genre creative fountain that Olympia is. There's so many cool people in Olympia, Washington making lots of different kinds of music, and no names. I mean, as much as any local scene has names, there are names in Olympia, and I don't know if anyone would know these artists unless you're super niche about Olympia music right now. But just to showcase, some people who are legit professional musicians, some of them are just hobbyists, some of them are super talented friends of mine, and to give this little spotlight on what Olympia can do. Because straight facts, this is not me. I mean, I have my skills, but the real talent is Olympia. Bob Dylan, obviously, very talented. And I like to just shine a light on what other people are doing in town. So again, thank you to everyone so much who actually played on this recording. It's flattering. And mostly thanks to Dean, the bassist extraordinaire. He plays on everyone's recordings in town. And I'm not special, but he is. He made so many of my recordings so much more interesting, so good, and I love playing music with him when we get a chance. But I also just like that he's just down to play music with people and make music with people and just contribute and be part of the scene in many ways. He's plays on so many bands, he's done so many recordings, and he puts on shows, and he's just the guy, It's really community music supportive character in town, and the fact that he plays on my recordings, so flattering, so nice, and it makes them so much better. He's a great musician too. Now this is all done. I have 13 songs that I've released. This is the official release, Song and Dance Man. Deep cut if you're a Dylan fan. And if you made it this far, you probably are my friend, and you're interested in what I have to say about this project I've done, and I'm just gonna ask you, will you share this playlist around? I've got a lot of people who listen to this album, much more listens than my own stuff, which is nice but expected. But I would like a lot more people to hear this music that is what I did, what Bob Dylan can do, and about Olympia. And so if you heard this, go to Spotify, look up Song and Dance Man. It's a playlist by Jemmy Joe, and just share it with someone who is interested in music, who's the music nerd dork in your friend group, or someone who's a super Bob Dylan fan. It has to be a super Bob Dylan fan, not just someone who knows Blowing in the Wind and Knocking on Heaven's Door, someone who's just nuts about Bob Dylan. I would like this to have a little bit more legs, that people were able to hear all that I've done, total ego project, and also what Olympia does, also me shining that spotlight. And hey, Bob Dylan could use every bit of help he can get, but can't we all?